Hey everybody, welcome back to Becca's Garden and Pantry. What better way to use up your pantry and your garden that you're growing than to make some beautiful food. So today we're going to make you can do chicken or turkey white bean chili. We're going to do 4 to 6 cups of broth. I already pre-cooked a roasted chicken yesterday. I should have made broth from it. I was just really tired. So we're going to do, I've got some veggie broth, and I've got a can of some chicken broth. I rinsed 1 can of Great Northern beans. You can prepare these ahead of time. This is great too if you just have it canned. Rinse them and add them to your blender with some of the broth. Blend that up because that'll help thicken your chili here. And we're going to do, I'm going to turn this on. Turn my stove on. From the garden, I got a couple of banana peppers, a serrano pepper. I didn't have any jalapeno, but 1 jalapeno would be probably plenty. I had a bell pepper and 1 large onion. I remove all the seeds and the skins, dice it all up, and set that aside to saute. You're going to need about a tablespoon of olive oil. I have a spray here. I probably need to get some more olive oil. So I'm going to do about a tablespoon of olive oil. And then we're going to saute all of that up as that heats up. But I'm going to go over the spices that we've got going on here as well. So the breast meat is really good for soups and things like that because I just don't like the drier meat. I like it more in a soup or a chili or chowder. So this was all of the breast meat from my big chicken that I had. It's at least 2.5 to 3 cups of chicken. You can shred it, chop it, leave it chunkier. I like it that size. And then our spices, we've got some coriander. So I've got a 1/2 teaspoon of coriander, but I didn't have any ground, so we're going to grind that up. These are super fun to get these mortar and pestles just for spices from like Ross. Gosh, I forget how much we got this for. Maybe even $5 back in the day, but I don't know what they are now, but they are super handy. Alright, so there's our coriander. I've got a sea salt mix. I just like mixing up a lot of different sea salts that I have. Like the pink sea salt. There's some Nordic ones that I love as well. Anyway, that's my sea salt. There's at least a 1/2 teaspoon to get started. A 1/2 teaspoon of ground black pepper. There's a 1/2 teaspoon of smoked paprika. A teaspoon of dehydrated flaked garlic. I don't have fresh. And then I have 1.5 teaspoons of cumin. And this is from my garden. I dehydrated. It is a 1/2 teaspoon of oregano. So a 1/2 teaspoon is recommended sometimes of chili powder. I haven't added it to this recipe yet, so I might still add that. I just want to taste it first. So that's where we're at. So this is popping. I also like butter, so I know the recipe that I found doesn't call for butter, but I personally like real butter. I'll put a tablespoon. Get that sauteed up. Woo! Smells so good already. Looks like it needs a little more oil. You can that's what I like these sprayers for, is because you're not like accidentally spilling way too much oil, and I conserve my oil a little bit better because sometimes my hands get a little shaky and then I end up putting like way too much sometimes. So if you have that issue too, the oil sprayer is a glass bottle from Amazon and works really good. Alright. This is optional too. You can do either a whole package of cream cheese. You can do full fat or low fat. You could do half a package, or you could do a 1/3 cup of half and half. Or if you like heavy cream, you could probably do heavy cream. So we're going to probably put some of that in. And then it says a tablespoon of lime juice at the end. I'm out of fresh limes, but this is something called real lime juice. 100% lime juice. You can buy it. Is it in the juices section at the store? Anyway, you open it up and you keep it in your fridge and it lasts until you use it. Make sure you rinse your beans. And if you're cooking beans from scratch, make sure you pre-soak them to help make them not so gassy if you have trouble digesting beans. So I have a second can here. There's 2 cans I'm using. One I blended up, and then the other one will go in whole after I rinse it. Add a little bit of broth. Help steam that up a little bit, just until your onions are translucent. So keep cooking. You don't want to burn them or caramelize them, which is why I added the broth instead of just turning it down. I picked some fresh cilantro from the garden that we'll garnish with later, and some avocado. And then we're also going to be putting in some corn. So you could do a can of corn and drain it, or like a 1.5 cups or so of frozen corn. I had frozen corn today I needed to use up, so that's what's going in our recipe. You don't have to use corn if you don't like it, but I like corn, so that's what we're going to do today. Add my spices. Now I added everything except the chili powder because I want to taste that and see how that comes out. Where's that? We're smelling good in here. Oh yeah. Oh yeah, that smells really good. A little bit more broth. And this is going to be super simple, right? Yeah. Okay. So I add my corn. I'm trying, I got this on high. I'm going to add the rest of my veggie broth. I just don't have, we don't cook up a lot of chicken dishes, so I don't keep chicken bouillon in my pantry. We're normally a beef, turkey, and fish kind of family here, but we had this week, so I'm cooking this up. I do like what is it, the chicken tortilla soup. I love that. That's usually a really good, simple recipe too. And I don't know if I'm going to add it or not. But you could, and where is it? Just how is this not gonna go? Oh, I know where I put it. That's cooking. If you have this in your pantry and you don't like things super spicy, they have a mild version of the diced tomatoes and green chilies, or you could just get, they have a little can of just green chilies. So that's an option if that's in your pantry. I feel like some extra added nutrition, because who doesn't love that? And you have it, this is something I really love for soups and stews, or just a bone broth in a cup. When you make a bone broth cup sometimes, and you just want a little bit, this is 100% grass-fed bone broth protein, unflavored by Paleo Valley, not sponsored, but they have some good sales every now and then. And like I said, if you're doing some type of healing, gut healing, I just had some surgery myself. I'm actually going to be adding about a half a scoop, which is like a tablespoon of this. To this, unflavored. So it'll go with any kind of flavor that you got going on. Alright, so I did all of that. We're going to add, now it looks like the corn is cooking up a little bit. So I'm going to add my chicken. Let all these flavors start melding together. We're going to bring it to a boil and then simmer it. If you have cheese on hand, Monterey Jack is really good to put on top. Ooh, this is looking good. Alright, so I've got this as well. So this is the other part of my broth that I blended with a whole cup of the white northern beans that I rinsed. I'm going to add that in, make this nice and creamy looking. If you could do it in a food processor or an immersion blender if you don't have a regular blender or a Vitamix or something like that. Or even like a one of those mashers, you can just kind of mash it up. And that'll help make it. Oh yeah, I'm gonna add the other can of beans. Rinsed. Da-da-da. Da-da-da. We're still on high, so I'm gonna taste test this and see where my like saltiness flavorings are. Everybody's different. Some people are low sodium and all the things. That has pretty good flavor. I feel like it could have a little bit more. You can add some red pepper flakes or just a pinch of cayenne, which I think I'm gonna do. I've got the cayenne somewhere. I have so many spices. So many. I've got some Simply Organic cayenne. I'm just gonna. That's it. Like barely a. I'm not super. I don't like things super spicy hot. Maybe if I was feeling under the weather, I would spice it up a little bit more. But I don't want it too spicy right now. So I'll do another taste. I think I could use the chili powder. I'm a little worried about using too much. So let's do my chili powder. Here's a half a teaspoon. Sorry, that's actually a quarter. It's a quarter. I did a quarter. Let's be specific. Oh, that's good. Alright, I'm gonna do a half of a quarter. So what does that equal? Oh, just under a half a teaspoon. Taste it. Let's go all in. All right, so we're doing a half a teaspoon of chili powder. Actually gives it really good flavor. I don't know that this is salty enough for me. And just some of the salt I like. I like this Norder salt. I love the Celtic sea salt, the Mackay Pure. And then I love this isn't what I'm putting in today, but this is really good for other things like ribs and things like that. The San Francisco Salt Company makes a really nice salt I like too. And I get the pink salt by the Celtic sea salt brand too. Just mix it all in. We're bringing that to a boil. Hasn't gotten there quite yet. Everything's looking really good. I'm a garlic and onion kind of girl, so I already added an onion, but I love onion and garlic. And this soup's actually for me, so. Do another dash of cayenne. A little more black pepper. I just feel like the beans are probably going to absorb some of that flavor. And I'm going to do another pinch of my sea sauce. So I guess this takes about 20 to 30 minutes to get it going, bring it up, bring it down. After it boils, you're going to simmer it and you're going to add your... I think I'm going to do the cream cheese. I think I'm going to go... I'm going to do half of the cream cheese because I just lost a bunch of weight and I don't want to pack on all the pounds right away. So we're just going to, I'm going to do half to make it nice and creamy. Personally, I like the Philadelphia cream cheese, like if you're going to be eating it on something. This is going to save you some money to go with the store brand if you want soups and stuff. That looks good. Feels like it takes forever when you do it on an electric stove. Let me get all the broth out. All the broth. Okay. You can make some really nice cornbread to go with this. I have got a little bit of cornbread left from the other day, so I don't need to make any fresh. But you can see I didn't caramelize any of the onions. They're nice and translucent. We're just letting all those flavors meld together. And I wasn't sure how strong my serrano pepper was going to be. The last one I had used from the garden was really spicy. Looking good. What do you guys like cooking up for your favorite recipes from your pantry? I've just got my little old cookbooks. Oh my gosh, I got all kinds of printouts, and then I've got this was a really nice one. I forget where I found it, but it has the index cards that slide in. And so I have a ton of favorite homemade recipes. And I've been slowly just adding them to like a Facebook album for our son who's overseas. And anybody else who would like to enjoy that follows me. I'm always cooking up something here that's yummy. Plop. Plop. like I said, you're going to add your lime juice at the end. So I'm still going to bring this up to a boil. Let it simmer for about 15 minutes to 20 minutes or so. I'll add my lime juice at the end when I take this off the stove. And serve it up with some fresh cilantro, some Monterey Jack cheese, and an avocado. So yeah, there we go. It's getting nice and creamy. Super simple recipe. If you're using the food banks at all during a time of need, there's a lot of things that you could probably be getting from the food bank that you would have in your pantry, like the corn. Sometimes they give you onions and bell peppers, things like that. Sometimes they give out chickens. So this is actually a really good meal if you're on a low budget or on a struggle right now, if you're paying like a bunch of medical expenses or things like that, or something else came up expensive in life and you're just like, I need to eat healthy on a budget. This is a really good hearty meal. I feel like garlic cooked toast would go really good with this too, you know, where you just butter some toast, add some garlic powder and a dash of parsley to it, and just pop it in the toaster oven or in your oven and make some like garlic bread. That would be really good. All right, y'all, take care. That's it. I'm not going to show you the rest of it because it's just going to be something I enjoy. I'll see you later in the next video. Bye.